a pretty great idea to do what these guys are doing and get the post totally plumb before running the fasteners through the bracket into the post, because just that right there, if you do that and the post is leaning real bad one way or the other, it makes it really hard to move the post plumb and make it stay there permanently. On this post, I've got it notched for the girder on the front, and I've got it flipped over now. I'm going to notch out for one joist on the side, so it'll run through. We can fasten it into the top of the post as well. The only reason we're really doing the notch is just to be able to fasten straight into the side of the girder and prevent some amount of uplift. We're gonna try something new here. We're just gonna screw this brace to the stump.
Your way just a little.
I don't think it's gonna work, bro. Yeah. I don't have any screws.
I got screws.
Yeah, well, this thing's so rotten, dude.
Oh, it's gonna work great.
Give me some screws.
Here.
Oh.
What's that look like?
Not good.
Not good, okay. All right, so here's what I can tell you.
Yeah.
This footing is not right where we want it.
What do you mean?
Well, it's supposed to be 22 feet outside to outside, and we didn't do any of this exact horizontal measuring like we're doing right now before. Oh, wow. So I think what we're gonna do is just center this post and make the deck
that one
like 21.9 total. It doesn't really matter. We just have to stop short of that. That was his only request.
Yeah.
So
that 22 is just a number.
It was just a random number. Yep, to the even foot. So let's
we'll just tell him it's 22.
Yeah, exactly. If this overall length would have been super critical that it end exactly at 22 feet, we definitely would have done more figuring to make sure it ended exactly at 22 feet. But we didn't. Here. Anger. Oh, no. But I know that. Yep, that was the correct amount of anger. You started out with way too much anger. You like hit it right here, first swing.
Yeah, it was close.
You want to spin that one time or leave it backwards?
It looked way too short, dude. I'm telling you.
You want to spin it or leave it backwards?
It's a foot short.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't think so.
So weird.
Jason doesn't trust me. Hey, seriously though, you've got it spun backwards.
I know that! We knew that before you even told us.
Shut it! Hey, before we screw this thing together, you want to put the level on it and just, I don't know, check it?
Yeah, I will.
Not a bad idea.
I'm not above doing that. Oh, it's dead. Dead on.
Is it?
Yep. If the level works upside down, that is. I was thinking you should go get some scaffolding.
This is getting stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, it got tall really quick having to set these.
No. Say, I do have that tall, really goofy scaffold at home, but
yeah.
I don't think I have any walkboards or anything for it.
Or you could just get a walkboard and we can do just a bracket.
I don't love this. This is really bad.
No, you're good, bro.
Dude, if this goes one side or the other, one of these feet comes out.
It's gonna hit that.
No.
Dude, you're like a cat up there.
Dude.
I don't think he's gonna do it. All right, come down.
There ain't no cat stupid enough to do this. That don't make it good.
There ain't no cat stupid enough to do
Hey,
this.
somebody holds my ladder, I'll do it.
Alright,
All right.
hold this. Here.
Alright, give me the board.
Where you guys ladder?
Got it.
You go hold the post.
I can only hold one-handed here for now. You hold my ladder. I got the post.
Who's holding my ladder?
Nobody.
You're
well, actually, yours.
Yeah, mine isn't good either.
Hold right there. Just let me get up and over.
Okay.
Yours is not any better.
Bingo.
All right, that's good.
We've got both plies of this girder put in all the way down. We've got them flushed up in the middle of the span. We basically use a screw to pry on to get the two boards flush on top and bottom. Now Jason's gonna go ahead and fasten them off, and he's shooting these 3-inch nails at a slight angle so they don't pop through this 3-inch girder on the front and look ugly. You really wouldn't want to shoot them on an angle unless you had the whole thing pulled tight, because it won't pull it tight. Shooting at an angle is the only big problem with that. Good news, boys. We've done something right. Look at that.
Looks good.
She is level. So we've got the left side done here. Our joist will butt into that. But on the right side, there's log siding. We can't butt our joist into this log siding. That's not going to work. So we need to measure over there. We need to go 1 inch above the decking cutout. It'll be 2 inches above our framing.
We need to know where that is.
Yeah, so if we just measure, hook and measure, and then go over here, hook and measure, should be it. I'm going to pull it real tight. You good?
Yep.
Can you snap it?
Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a nice line. Wow.
I doubled this.
It's the top one.
Yeah, I got that.
It looks really straight, so I think we just go with it. We're gonna hold off on cutting this chalk line until Jamie and Jono get back with the scaffolding from our other job. And in the meantime, we need to beef up this joist. It's gonna become a girder because these other joists are gonna be butting into it and bearing the weight on it. We're gonna make it 4 ply total. Ply number 3. Okay, hold what you got. Ooh, right into another screw.
World.
Dude, it's impressive, isn't it? Yeah, that screws though.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I'm that good, boys. Or that bad. Okay.
Freaking Peter Pan that thing.
Yeah, Robin, not Peter Pan. This foot's all the way extended already. Working on a slope is tough. It's not easy. Okay. Let's look at that. That's pretty good. You can go up on that one though, quite a bit. So now we got 24-foot walk boards that should go end to end here. Whoa, 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 man. Now that we're set up, I can go and cut this line, get the siding out of here, and I just actually tried to like hold the left bladed saw up a bunch of different ways. I couldn't see it because the base of the saw was in the way, or the body of the saw. So I'm gonna try this other one. I'm setting the saw depth to 1.25 inches, so hopefully I don't saw through the sheathing. Oh yeah, I should be able to see that a little easier.
I mean, we could build a little guide that ran across here that your blade's set on.
All right, Arlo.
I'm being serious. I mean, it would help you. No?
I got it. As long as I can see the blade, I can cut the line.
Let me see, show everybody how you can see the line.
Okay, fine. Okay, so I'm gonna set the depth. They're all different. It's over here. Inch, that's 2.5 inches.
There's a mark on there?
Yeah, back here it says 2 inches, 1.75 inches, 1.25 inches. And a
I
red
have no idea.
arrow. Yeah.
Never in my life.
Yeah, you don't have to measure it.
I could have saved 5 minutes of my life right there.
Stevie Wonder's never seen a pretty.
Gosh, what is this thing? 12 amp hour battery? Dude, this thing weighs 4 tons right now.
Bro, I can't help you and your brother ain't no batteries.
It should be ready to come off, Jason.
Yeah?
See what happens.
Whoever nailed that on there did a good job.
Yeah. Nice.
We need,
Oh, look what's back there.
I don't know where my framing gun
Zip
is.
system.
Does anybody have a framing gun?
I do.
So here's our stain.
It's got a built-in thing where you can
Wow,
take
dude, that's some old stain. That's probably from when we originally did the project 12 years ago. Smells like it. Holy
nice.
cow. Tin flashing behind 10-inch flashing.
Yes.
I thought it said fishing for a second. I got
Go
real excited.
fishing. Man, do you know, like all day today, I really didn't do any, well, I would say I didn't do any real work, but it is real work getting all the materials here. And it takes at least one person full-time chasing stuff down for a job like this. That's what I'm doing.
Thank you.
So, I mean, somebody had to do it. What are you gonna do?
Can I please dust you off before you leave at least?
What?
Dude, you are so covered.
Like you went blonde.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow, my God.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Okay, ready? Yep, you're rolling.
I'm rolling.
Super. The next step for us is to install what we call the band board, and it's just a 2x8 on this deck, piece of framing that's gonna get nailed and screwed with some big lags to the house. Now that piece allows us to have something solid to attach our joist to, and it's also sort of part of the flashing and siding system that covers the framing and keeps water running away from the house and out. I'm gonna be using this vinyl flashing today. It's gonna go behind the band and only about 1 inch of it will be visible underneath. The purpose of that is so that it is the last thing that water will drip off of without allowing water to go in between the framing and the top of the concrete. You can see right behind me here that our last piece of siding hangs down about 1 inch, and it basically acts like a piece of flashing so that water will drip from this point. It's already below the top of the concrete. This roll of flashing is actually too wide for what I want, so I'm gonna draw a line with my Sharpie and cut it down to like 8 inches. It really just needs to hang down below. It doesn't need to be sticking up so high. And I have actually a nice little gap in the siding. The way the siding is milled, there's a little recessed area so that my top flashing will go up and in there without having to cut a place for it. And I don't want to crowd that area by shoving another layer of this flashing in there with it.
Today's video is sponsored by Waterdrop, and I've been using their X12 reverse osmosis water filtration system at my house for about 8 months now. I set it up at this little wet bar in the basement as a dedicated filtered water station, but it could also be set up as an auxiliary faucet at any sink. This Waterdrop filtration system was a lifesaver for us during Hurricane Helene, where there was really bad flooding here. Our city water got contaminated, and so there was a boil water advisory for anyone on city water for like a month. We were able to use our Waterdrop instead of boiling water, which was way faster, less hassle, and I also felt safer about it because of Waterdrop's built-in TDS smart monitor. We could see that the water was good and feel really confident about it. I really love how much water flow you get out of this reverse osmosis system. It fills your bottles quickly, which was one of my main snags to using a filter, is it just took so long. This doesn't, and it also has a dial where you can set how many ounces you want it to dispense. You hit the button, and then you can just walk away and it'll fill your bottle or your jug. Perfect, and you come back, it's full, the water has turned off. And I've just had to change my first filter here. It's been 6 or 7 months, so the filters do last a long time. And this X12 is a tankless reverse osmosis system, so it wastes a lot less water to get you the filtered water that you need. So if you're on city water or public water of any kind, this is a really great idea. It will get the impurities out, it adds the minerals back through its remineralization system. And most importantly, this takes care of you if there's some sort of contamination that gets into your water supply, if there's old pipes. Sometimes they don't know about it for a long time and you're just drinking it. So this has got you covered on that. Hey, thanks again to Waterdrop for sponsoring today's video. We appreciate it. So make sure to click the link down in our video description below the video to get your own Waterdrop system. And let's get back to work.
Before I put the band board on, I want to test this top flashing because it needs to slide up in behind the siding as well. And I don't want to have to get my little buzzsaw tool. What is it called?
Buzzsaw tool.
Buzzsaw, we call it that. I think it's a, what is it?
Oscillation.
Oscillating tool. I won't have room to get the oscillating tool in after the band is in place, at least not easily. So I'm gonna just test fit this right now. And it basically needs the bottom of it to go to the top of that. Ooh, it's not going, is it?
Well, there's what it is that the green board kind of sticks out a little bit.
Oh, I see it. Yeah, I see him.
So if you can get it up.
We got it worked up in there. It was a little bit of a struggle. I think we're just gonna leave it shoved up in there nice and high and leave it until the band is in, then we'll slide it down. I don't even know if we need to tack it in place so much because the decking is gonna pinch it down to the framing, and I don't really wanna put any nails through the portion that's gonna be exposed. Now that all the layers are in place, it's really easy to see where water will run. If water gets on the siding, it'll hit this flashing, it'll drip on the face of the band board. If it goes down and runs back, boom, it hits this little piece right here that makes a drip edge, and water cannot go around and up behind there to get back to the sheathing or the framing. How's it looking?
Great.
They're marking the layout here for these floor joists, 16 inches on center, which is pretty much the standard for this type of framing or any floor framing, really. Now, back in the day, we used to frame 24 inches on center, was pretty common, and we would use wood decking. This is before composite decking really was taking hold and becoming kind of the new standard.
Finally made it to work here this morning. Jamie said I don't need to film anything. They got a whole video.
I got it, dude. We videoed everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, like 10 times.
Okay, I apologize for whatever it is you just watched.
Yep.
That was all
You're good.
Jamie and these guys.
There
Hopefully
you go.
it was
Don't
good.
be lumping me in with that.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't me.
I don't know.
You're here joisting time.
Okay, good. Hey, there's not much better at the start of summer to get out and build a deck in the woods.
Yeah,
This
right.
is where
Dude,
it's
I
at.
got bug bites all over me.
Okay.
Unspeakable places. This one's a little fat, but it looks good.
Do you want to nibber off this notch right here?
Well, I don't know.
I left it at 4 1/8, and really I think it should just be 4. The difference between a 2x12 and a 2x8 should be 4.
Yeah.
So it would be real quick to
Okay.
just flush it out.
Okay.
Today we're using these 2x8 pressure treated deck joists, and for the most part we don't really use 2x8s for deck joists much anymore, but it does pass code by quite a bit, especially on the 16-inch spacing. That's what's on the existing structure and what we're butting into for girder over there. So yeah, with all this deck framing, we're going for FOT, flush on top. That was a term coined by John Roberts, a buddy of mine that's a contractor. FOT. Now that we've got this middle joist in, we're just gonna take a sight on this outside band, and it does look good. Looks straight. So I think we can start either end, just fill them in. I'm gonna take another screw from the bottom and try to push it up just a little. Right there. We are getting down the line really quick here. In fact, we're over halfway really quick. 2x8s are nice. They're like half the weight of a 2x12, it feels like. So it's just going real nice and easy, working in the shade. I can't say anything bad, really.
No.
Except for I don't have any of those Taco Bell seeds in my mouth. I want to say the most important thing we're doing here is making sure that the crown of all these boards we're putting in is the same. And we're going with up, so it's humping up in the middle instead of humping down on the middle, then up on the middle, like alternating. Would make for a really roller coaster type decking.
I think this one right there is just really high.
Yeah. That's the one. I could unscrew it and drop it a little. If it's, I mean, we may as well. We screwed them in.
Yeah, I think if that was down.
Yeah, let's drop that one a little. This composite decking, it's hard to hide humps in the joists. What we're going to do next is seal the top of them so that water doesn't just sit between the deck boards and the top of the joists with some zip tape. And this is like an off-label use of zip tape. They make specific products for this that we don't have here at the hardware store we can buy. But we can buy zip tape, and I guarantee you it's going to make a huge difference. We're both just going to have to hold on to it as we cut it so it doesn't get stuck to itself. Easy. Yeah, we could cut that off so we get the minimum rollover. You'll be able to see the rollover from the bottom is the reason we don't want much of it.
Golly. I had an adventure at Lowe's. It almost always is, especially when you go in to get a bunch of material like I did today. So I needed 12-foot decking boards, and I looked around, all I saw was 16-foot boards, and I thought, well, that's fine. I can convert, you know, the numbers and get the right amount. And I thought, oh, they barely have enough. I bet they have enough. But somebody had returned some and put some muddy boards and scratched ones and mixed different ones that were different lengths. So I kind of had to pull all those aside. I finally got as many of them out as I could get. And I had like, I don't know, close to 20 something. And I was 5 boards short. And I was like, oh, I need 5. And by the way, I was sweating like I am right now. I was in there huffing these boards. I go to the contractor desk and I say, hey, I just need 5 more of these. Do you have some on the shelf somewhere? And they say, no, but we got a bunch of 12-footers out back, which was what I came to get to start with. I was like, oh, really? Out back? They're out back. They're not here. Yeah. I said, okay, well, that's what I need. Well, then I still needed the solid edge boards, which happened to be the ones that were on top of the mix pile that I had to sort through. And I had put them on my cart first. And they were underneath all the 16-foot boards that I now didn't need. And I was debating on whether I would leave all this stuff on the cart in the aisle and just walk off because I was pretty ticked. But then I had no choice because I had to get those 2 boards that I had already loaded, and they were the only ones that like weren't scratched up.
Wow.
So I put all the other ones back on the shelf. I got my 2 little boards, and then I paid at the contractor desk. I walk outside. They say, hey, the forklift's going to bring your material out. I said, oh, good. So I go out there, I'm sitting there waiting, sweating in the sun, and I see the forklift guy. He pulls up with the material to the backside of the gate, right? It's all closed off. And I was like, what's up? You know, he's like, oh, I'm waiting for somebody to get a key to the lock. And I was like, okay. So dude, I'm waiting, standing out there. Like, it must have been 20 minutes. I'm just sitting here waiting for somebody with a key. And we're all getting sunburned. And then finally they came out there and we loaded it, and it took like 1 minute to load them up on the trailer. And then I forgot something. I had to turn around and go back. And then I went in there and I couldn't find it. So I left again. Nothing. That's all.
Got these forms stripped over here on the other house and getting this buried. I got guests coming in a day or 2.
Looks good.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Looks like it'll do the job.
Good thing is if this does leak now, it's just concrete down there. But it won't. We got it sealed up.
No, you did connect it to the other
Yeah, we could connect it.
pipe down there, right?
We were supposed to?
No, we did it.
It's just whatever.
I thought it just dripped down and caught it.
No big deal.
Before we start the decking, we're going to go ahead and install the posts for the railings so they can lap down onto our framing and attach and not be wobbly. Jono's going to put a nice chamfered edge or rounded edge with this router, and they'll be ready to go. So we're going to lower these walk boards down so we can be a good standing height to put on these joist hangers on the joist without having to do crouching tiger, hidden dragon the whole time. That wears you out, like more than the actual work is just not being the right height.
I think we should just put a ledger board on that side.
We could. I mean,
I think it would look better.
It could even be a full 2x4.
And just bang.
Yeah. I would have to add some more screws to the joists themselves because I only put like 2 to 3. But that wouldn't be hard either.
Yeah, I don't know why Jason told you no.
Jason said, no, I don't need help.
Yeah, Jason said no. And I'm the one up here pounding the nails.
Because he's got the nail gun.
Bro, I asked him which ones he wanted to do. I gave him the choice, and he goes, I'll do these. I said, okay, I ain't gonna argue with it.
Then you turned my guy away whenever he was like, you want me to
I
come
thought
up
he
there
was
and help?
busy.
Oh, head.
Your head. Where's that mean?
Huh?
What's the height of the gun?
I'll tell you. So we're going to notch these down. You could go 7. That would leave an 1/8 inch clear. That's probably what we should do. Let's go, 7-inch notch. Take out 3 5/8 on, 3 1/8 on the front. Take out 1 5/8 on the side. So these joist hangers take 2 kinds of nails. Jason's shooting the short ones into the girder with this PPN nailer right here. They're like 2-inch or 1.5 galvanized hanger nails. And then we're putting toenails in with these hand drives, and we're just hitting those by hand. And that'll hold the deck joist. It goes under the bottom, so if the end ever kind of rotted out, it'd still be supported on the bottom. And it's code to have this or a ledger board. Nice muscle shirt.
You like that?
Yeah.
It's like a dress. I think it's a little big. I asked my wife, I go, hey, can I wear this to the beach? She's like, you can wear it to work.
You doing something?
It depends.
Well, I'm just realizing we never lagged all these plies of the girder together. These joists attach to just the outside layer, right? So if that layer is not like attached to the rest of them real good.
Not at all.
Not at all, perfect. So
All right.
get some big lags.
I'm attaching the band board with its permanent fasteners now. I'm using these GRK RSS 5/16 by 4-inch screws. These do replace a through bolt like a carriage bolt, and I love it because they go in so fast and they're very easy to install. I am putting 2 every 16 inches to make sure this thing can never come down. Now there is a way to figure out exactly how many you need and the exact spacing of that if you read the code book, but I know this is overkill and I don't have to read anything.
That's really your goal in life, not to read anything. Just drill only.
These are 6-inch, and I'm actually gonna put some in from both sides because we've added new lumber on both sides of the existing floor joist there to make this into a girder. That's probably the strongest framing member in this whole place, by the way.
Jason and I are going to snap a chalk line for the outside edge of the 3rd row of decking. That way we can still put these posts in after the fact. I need a little more. Okay.
Yep. A little bit tighter.
We're just going to sandwich this first board in here with some clips. Also, we did go ahead and wrap these joists with a full width piece of zip tape on top. The homeowner said he'd rather see the zip tape lapping down the sides and have more coverage than to have it just on top and not see it. So we did that. That's why that looks different. And you'll notice that the color of this brown decking does not exactly match this. And he is aware of that. That's what we could buy locally, like in stock. As far as brown composite decking in stock, that was the only brown. So we're gonna roll it. He said it's great. He wants composite no matter what, so that's what it is. We could tear this up and replace it or something, but that's what Jason said he wanted to do.
I was using one of Joe's rakes here and I noticed it had this awesome grippy handle thing on it. And I looked at it and I said, man, that looks like heat shrink tubing, but really big. And so I asked him about it. He said, good luck finding it because this is what the cable companies use to wrap some of their cables. And I don't know if it's available to the public, but he just happens to have some extra pieces.
And he's putting it on your rake.
Free installation. So I got about 30 more shovels at home. I'm gonna go get them.
That's gonna be nice.
Dude,
No
it feels
splinters.
good.
It'll
It
last
is
forever.
good.
It's like plastic wrapped.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think it has glue in it too, or it's some kind of,
it does.
Is it glue? Yeah, that ain't going nowhere.
So we're going with a 4-foot stagger on our joints here. We've got a 12-foot board, then a 4-foot, and this one's an 8-foot. And that just generally looks pretty good. If you've never used these hidden clips, my biggest tip, and I think Jason's, is not to hit the screws all the way home hard until you've locked in the second board. And he's gonna demonstrate here. If you do hit it all the way home, there you go. It tips it down to where you can't get the next board locked into it, which is a problem. What do you think? You want to keep going or call it?
I think I'm good. with calling it.
All right. That was good progress.
I mean, that's a lot today.
Yeah.
All the joists, all that decking,
Yeah.
2 layers of zip tape.
Zip tape twice. Yeah. All right. Let's roll out of here.
Well, you boys have fun next week.
Oh, that's right. You're going to the beach.
I'm going to the beach.
All right. Have fun.
Outer Banks.
Yeah.